person who turned fashion into theater.
I'm driven and still inspired to bring back glamour and luxury to the streets and to the salons of Paris.
Is now teaming up with a fast fashion giant.
John Galliano's partnership with Zara is the most
That was not on my bucket list. It's gonna be a yeah.
First, let's get to know this legend. John Galliano was born in 1960, November 28. His mother was a flamenco teacher and his father was a plumber. For better life, they decided to move to England when John was only 6 years old. As a kid, John was very insecure. Constant bullying at school turned it into his worst experience. After graduating school, he got into college where he first was introduced to painting, which inspired him to move to another college. He decided to continue his education in Central St. Martin's College, where he finally felt free. After years of education, he established himself as an extravagant designer. Now it was time for him to show his talent. London in 70s. John successfully combined studying, work, and his lifestyle. Clubs and parties in Bleed's Kids. His first ever job was at National Theatre, where he was responsible for the costumes. One of his most famous costumes was for Judi Dench. His first collection changed the balance of power in British fashion. After his first show, the owner of Browns came up to him and she was ready to buy the whole collection. And the next day, all 8 outfits were already represented in their magazines. At that time, Browns was one of the London's iconic multi-brand boutiques. And John started working day and night to keep up with the enormous success that fell on him. And that's how in 80s he started dreaming about opening his own brand. He decided to team up with Stefan Johns, whom he met at the nightclub. From the first look, Stefan said that he will never work with John, but after seeing his work, Stefan changed his mind. And that's how in 85 he opened his brand. All his first collections were combinations of different cultures. For his spring-summer collection in 87, he is given the award for the best designer in Britain, and that's when everything changes. Despite his creative success, John was in financial trouble. He felt lack of education, and that's when he decided to move to Paris, the capital of fashion. 19th Paris and the dream to conquer the world of fashion came true when he met Anna Wintour. Thanks to his fall-winter collection in 94, he conquered Paris too. 10 years ago it was London, now it's Paris. Givenchy needed something new, and Galliano was the perfect choice. Leaders of LVMH decided to retire Hubert de Givenchy without him even knowing about it. And though John was far away from the aesthetic of the brand, everyone could see the potential he had. Only 2 collections, but a great success. But everything changed in 1996 when Givenchy named Alexander McQueen as a new creative director. But not to worry about Galliano, because he's given the house of Dior. '15-year Galliano era at the House of Dior. Vogue marks this year as the time when French fashion is changed forever. All his next collections were dedicated to certain cultures. We see Native American, Mexican, Egyptian, and Russian. In 2000s, almost every second celebrity would wear Dior for red carpet. This was an amazing time for both Dior and Galliano. Also, let's not forget about an iconic piece from this time and hope that Galliano might bring something like this to Zara. I'm talking about the newspaper dress. 32 collections for Dior and 32 collections for his brand, overall 46 collections a year. But this fairy tale ended in 2011 because of his racist statements.
People like you would be dead today.
Cancel culture got to him. All that hard work and sleepless nights turned into addiction, alcohol, drugs, and unpredictable behavior. After his full recovery, he gives, as he says, his first ever interview where he wasn't drunk. In his interview to Vanity Fair, he says that he doesn't remember any of his statements and that he's most definitely not a racist. This is when Kate Moss asks Galliano to make her wedding dress. It was a bold move, as she could have been cancelled for this collaboration, but she didn't care. The dress had been planned long before anything that happened to John, and it meant so much to both of them. In a way, we can say that this dress was the reason John returned to fashion. John was reborn.
Please welcome John Galliano.
John Galliano for Margiela. In 2014, critics doubted whether or not John was the right fit for this brand. And after the first collection, critics were obsessed. The only difference now was the humble endings of the shows. Now he would just come up to the audience in a simple white coat. This was his second chance, and all his other collections were the evidence that it was worth it. Now the designer will be working with one of the world's largest mass-market fashion retailers, reaching a completely different audience than ever before. Starting September 2026, Galliano will be working for Zara. In recent years, Zara has started to stand out from other mass-market competitors. The first John Galliano Zara collection is set to arrive by September 2026, and let's just agree that nothing in fashion right now is more exciting than this.